Hi guys, Diecast Empress here, back for another quick video. Now in this video we are going to be looking at the Moon Mater series. Now I do have a little bit of a hodgepodge collection of the Moon Mater series, unfortunately. I don't have the 3 versions that were released by the Disney store, and I also only have 1 version of the normal Mattel releases. So my releases are ever so slightly out of scale, but I don't particularly care. I'm very happy with these releases. Some of the coolest releases I think we got from sort of the Cars universe itself. I am a little bit obsessed with space. I think space is quite interesting. It's the fact we just don't know what's out there type of thing. I find it very exciting. The fact that we've got cars that have actually physically gone to space, or at least in Mater's head have gone to space, and we have seen that NASA car is the, I'm going to say that entirely wrong, is it NASCAR? Because it's definitely not NASA, because that's a completely different organisation, obviously it's the human version. But I'm going to go with NASCAR, because it's NASCA. But as I said, we have actual cars that have gone to space in the Cars world. It's sort of, that's very cool to me. Now, with the cars that we've got here, we do have 155 die cast scale, and we do also have 2 of the Disney store cars, that being of obviously Mater in the 155 die cast, and I think we'll probably start with Mater because he's the smallest that I've got, and give him a quick look, and then we'll move on to McQueen and Impala 13. Now Mater here does have different colourings, obviously, as he's meant to be looking like an astronaut or an autonaut as they're called. He does have different rims. I do like that they gave him completely new rims for this car's release. Mater himself is obviously in his little astronaut suit, so he's got the bubble on top so that he can breathe, as well as the air canister on the back here. Little thrusters sort of help him move in out of the orbit, and then the larger thrusters to sort of give him that boost. I like that they gave him the nice golden tow cable, so it's a little bit different than his regular release. And he obviously still has his A113 on the back there, which, as we all know, is Mater's number plate. But it also is the number of the room that the animators were sort of all studying in at when sort of Pixar started. So that's where sort of Pixar was dreamed up, was in the room A113. Now, compared to a regular diecast Mater, he obviously has a different expression. So in this one, he's looking more determined, more ready to go, whereas in the normal release, sort of he's your happy-go-lucky Mater. Now, he is a plastic back and metal front, as well as the normal Mater. Obviously here is now got the metal back all the way through. I'm going to see if we can pick up some of these sort of logos on him, because they are quite spectacular. This is the Impala 13 rescue mission, so he's got his own logo, Operation Moon Mater, and I don't know how well it's going to pick up. I don't know if it'll even focus that well on my pooey little camera here, but it's got the moon with a star and a Mater going around it, and it does actually have a tiny little Mater. And then we also have the NASCAR logo, which is way too small to read on him, but we can look at it later on one of my other Moon Mater releases. We do have the American flag on his back, because it is an American organisation, and also Mater is American. So that would be sort of representative of his American, or like if he was American on his flight suit, it would be American, and then for people like me, there'd be an English flag, etc., etc. Now, moving on to McQueen here. So this is McQueen from the very same short. Hopefully we can focus up again. Sorry about that. But this McQueen, like I said, is from the same short. So McQueen here is not a Mattel. He is a Disney store. So he's a 1/64 scale, I believe, not a 1/55. So he's a little bit bigger. Now, I may have got that the wrong way around. Let me just quickly figure that out. Have I been getting it the wrong way around the entire time? Is it one... I thought 1/55 was what we've normally got. Compared to... Yeah, because 1/55 is the normal Disney scale. I'm not crazy. I'm sure it's 1/64 is the bigger... The... Come on, brain. Yeah, the 1/64 is the cars that are in the Disney store sets. So back to McQueen here. McQueen has very similar, has the rocket boosters on the back. Now McQueen here is part of the Impala 13 mission, 1969. So you can see his actually a lot clearer than you can see Mater's. And his has got a McQueen on the side, and the star logo type of thing that was on Mater's before is actually McQueen's lightning bolt into the McQueen, and it says re-entry specialist. You can see the NASCAR logo better there, as well as the American flag. Now this version of McQueen, as it says, is the re-entry specialist, so he is all burnt up from re-entry, so he does look a little bit smoky. Now I do love that his wheels are completely different to Mater's, sort of very sort of in-spacey, meant to sort of, I guess, look like a nebula or look like a galaxy or some sort of dust cloud type of thing. He's very, very cool. I do love this set an awful lot. I like as well that all of them have sort of the individualized, sort of uniform even, headpiece that sort of looks like they're still wearing a suit. I just absolutely love them. Now, I don't have a regular 64 scale McQueen. That sounds wrong saying it. I'm sure it's 164. Anyway, or is it 148? Or it could be 148. I'm second guessing myself now if it's 148 or 164. It is, it's 148. So it's 148 as these guys, and 155 is the regular die casts. Now, the only other McQueen I've kind of got that looks somewhat like McQueen is, from a future video I'll plan on doing, is the Sheriff McQueen over here, or Lieutenant McQueen, sorry, that can line up next to him, that has a similar body to the Cruising McQueen. But that's all I've got. I don't really collect the larger scale. I've only got them because they're the Cars Tunes ones. So that's kind of your lot, unfortunately. There isn't anything else that I can really show rough scaling of what this guy looks like other than that. I can show you a brand new 155 die cast of on the Road McQueen, and you can see there is quite a sizable difference between the two of them. Now on to, honestly, one of my favourites of the whole set. This is Impala 13. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Impala 13 is a play on the Apollo 13 missions, which is obviously why he's named that. Now, this guy is based off a Chevy Impala. He, again, does have... I'm going to try and get this to focus. It's not going to work very well. But he does have a his individual logo as well. I'm going to see if I can see what this says. It's so tiny. Oh, okay. So this one says Moon Landing Specialist, and it has a drawing or a sort of a diagram of Impala 13 himself circling around the moon. Again, he's got the NASCAR logo. He's got the very similar headgear. Unfortunately, mine is a little bit scuffed. I did buy him secondhand off eBay, and his backpack is completely different to the other two's. He doesn't have any boosters. His is simply for landing on the moon, and again, he's got the American flag logo as well. The interesting thing about Impala here is that he does actually have rubber tires. So his tires are completely rubberized, unlike the other two's who are plastic. I mean, I would expect Mater's to be plastic, but McQueen's are also plastic. And he's got a good weight to him as well. He is a very good figure, or vehicle. He's one of my favourites. Now, what would be a moon landing or a Moon Mater set without everyone's favourite trusty rocket, Roger? So I was lucky enough to pick up Roger. Just the other day, I got him off eBay, and he was only £25 for me here in England, which is very cheap for a Roger. He actually obviously came with his tail fin, which a lot of the times he doesn't, and he still fully works as well, so he still makes all of his noises, which we will cycle through. He does have a few little sort of chips and dents here and there, but he's been loved. That's the way that I look at it. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we will get to have a good look at that NASCAR logo. He's got the American flag and his name, Roger. And see if we can get any of these to focus for you here. Can we get any focus? There we go. So you've got National Automotive Space Car Association, which is the NASA or NASCAR name, what it stands for. And now what Roger would do is, in the short, he opens up like this when floating above the moon. And normally you'd have a plastic Mater that would fit in here. And plastic Mater would then come out and float down to the, or fly down to the moon. But I don't have that plastic Mater. I might try and hunt him down one day, but I just don't see kind of the point of doing that if I've already got my own very good Moon Mater here. Now the inside of Roger is very basic compared to what we see in the show. He does have some panels, but then nothing really picked out, and he has one little sticker with some sort of diagrams and stuff on it. But in the show, all around here is completely covered, and there's actually a big American flag on the back of Roger's head, which again is right for the show, but you don't get to see it here. Now Roger himself, as I've mentioned, does make lots of lovely noises. So if we turn him around and give this button a push, you'll see his boosters light up and he'll start making some noises. So we got lots of rocket engine noises.
Houston, we got a problem.
Calling down to Houston, saying we've got a problem.
Blast off.
Blast off.
Good luck, Vader.
Wishing Mater good luck.
Let's burn this candle.
That's his absolute catchphrase. Like McQueen has got ka-chow and Mater's got get it done. Rogers is definitely let's burn this candle.
My name is Roger.
He tells you his name.
Prepare for moon landing.
It says prepare for moon landing for Mater.
Welcome aboard, Vader.
Welcomes him aboard.
Let's burn this candle.
We get let's burn this candle again. And then background to the engine noises. Now, as you saw, those engines light up absolutely beautifully. For a toy of this size, he is great. I love the sounds. They're really crystal clear, and all of those light actions do look amazing as well, especially if you've got sort of a bit of a darker setup. Turn on the off the lights and you can, really sort of get some beautiful sounds out of this guy. I do need to figure out a bigger, better display. As you can see, everything is a little crowded here at the moment. I'm going to be adding in some shelves, but one day I'm going to need a much bigger display than I've already got. So I will eventually try and make a little sort of moon diorama and have Roger either floating off sort of above it and have Mater and Impala down on it with lightning up in the air as well. But that's sort of a pipe dream of mine to get that sorted. But I think I have waffled on quite enough as always. So I am going to leave this one here, guys. But I will catch you all in the next one. And thank you so very much for watching.